Life in the UK Test. Chapter 4, Part 13. Disclaimer. This work is independent and non-official. It is a free help based on life in the United Kingdom. A Guide for New Residents 3rd edition handbook. December 2015. Chapter 4, Section 13. Film Industry. British Film Industry. Some famous British films. British film industry. The UK has had a major influence on modern cinema. Films were first shown publicly in the UK in 1896, and film screenings very quickly became popular. From the beginning, British filmmakers became famous for clever special effects, and this continues to be an area of British expertise. From the early days of the cinema, British actors have worked in both UK and USA. Sir Charlie Chaplin became famous in silent movies for his tramp character, and was one of many British actors to make a career in Hollywood. British studios flourished in the 1930s. Eminent directors included Sir Alexander Korda and Sir Alfred Hitchcock, who later left for Hollywood, and remained an important film director until his death in 1980. During the Second World War, British movies, for example, In Which We Serve, played an important part in boosting morale. Later, British directors including Sir David Lean and Ridley Scott found great success, both in the UK and internationally. The 1950s and 1960s were a high point for British comedies, including Passport to Pimlico, The Lady Killers and later, the Carry On films. Many of the films now produced in the UK are made by foreign companies, using British expertise. Some of the most commercially successful films of all time, including the two highest-grossing film franchises, Harry Potter and James Bond, have been produced in the UK. Ealing Studios has a claim to being the oldest continuously working film studio facility in the world. Britain continues to be particularly strong in special effects and animation. One example is the work of Nick Park, who has won 4 Oscars for his animated films, including 3 for films featuring Wallace and Gromit. Actors such as Sir Laurence Olivier, David Niven, Sir Rex Harrison, and Richard Burton starred in a wide variety of popular films. British actors continue to be popular, and continue to win awards throughout the world. Recent British actors to have won Oscars include Colin Firth, Sir Anthony Hopkins, Dame Judi Dench, Kate Winslet, and Tilda Swinton. The annual British Academy Film Awards, hosted by the British Academy of Film and Television Arts, BAFTA, are the British equivalent of the Oscars. Some famous British films. The 39 Steps, 1935, directed by Alfred Hitchcock. Brief Encounter, 1945, directed by David Lean. The Third Man, 1949, directed by Carol Reed. The Bells of St. Trinian's, 1954, directed by Frank Launder. Lawrence of Arabia, 1962, directed by David Lean. Women in Love, 1969, directed by Ken Russell. Don't Look Now, 1973, directed by Nicholas Roeg. Chariots of Fire, 1981, directed by Hugh Hudson. The Killing Fields, 1984, directed by Roland Joff. 4 Weddings and a Funeral, 1994, directed by Mike Newell. Touching the Void, 2003, directed by Kevin MacDonald. Study Materials. All chapters from the study materials are Crown copyright and have been based on life in the United Kingdom. A Guide for New Residents 3rd edition handbook. All photos are borrowed from wikipedia.org under the Creative Commons Attribution Share Alike 3.0 unported. This work is independent and non-official, prepared in December 2015.